Battle for Azeroth is less than 2 months away, but will it be better than Legion? War mode, island expeditions, warfronts, GCD updates and late class changes. Do you think these will make BFA any good? Let's have a look. So after almost a month at max level in the beta, dipping my nose into a lot of early endgame content like world quests, dungeons, LFR, warfronts, island expeditions, arenas and world PvP, I said fuck it, let me speculate on this subject. Again, speculate, not conclude, if the newest expansion will be any good. Now of course this is a hugely subjective topic and I'll start by saying that good is something that translates different for each and every one of us. This is why you have the freedom to agree or disagree with me in the comments. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, just note that we post daily World of Warcraft variety content and you are more than welcome to join our community. Subscribe button is that away. So, in regards to the atmosphere sustained by the environment design and music and voice acting, storylines and characters, in most part BFA delivers but doesn't blow you away. It's immersive and satisfying but not breathtaking as we were in Legion with Suramar for example. A hub like that may be in the works for future patches, but who knows. I feel like the Zandalar Horde zone, including here questing, story plots and design, is much better than Kultiras overall. One major thing updated recently is the amount of artifact power you need in order to level up your Heart of Azeroth. And you need to level up that bitch in order to gain access to those Azerite traits, so you feel that your class is becoming stronger and stronger. This has been cut down a lot because in a previous video I warned about the fact that it's so damn grindy, it almost felt like they're pushing you to play the grind game just because they don't have much endgame to show. Not the case anymore. This is a good thing as surely it will allow alts to have a much easier time to catch up than Legion. In terms of features and innovations, Warfronts really does feel like a breath of fresh air as it underlines gameplay based on both factions being at war, having you to visit reworked old zones and battling out Horde or Alliance. You advance to enemy faction bases and gain control, you manage resources to be able to get buffs and recruit troops. Feels like a first-person RTS within WoW. I'm loving it, although it would be such a loss if they don't make this as a PvP mode as well. Speaking of PvP, this being 70% of what I mostly do in WoW, the major thing for BFA is the new war mode, obviously, which is a great addition, although not perfect. If you don't know what it is, I already have a video explaining it, a link below in the description. As they went through the new continents at max level, it really felt like world PvP is live and kicking once again, but at the same time a lot of people just don't care and ignore other players, preferring to stay still and die off. Granted, it's a beta and we have significantly less players and probably they're more interested in progressing fast and testing other stuff. In the recent Q&A, Ian Hazekostas did say that we'll have a war mode specific events as part of the pre-expansion patch. I hope this will continue throughout the expansion. PvP talents have been crapped up into 4 possible choices, well really 3. For me, this being disappointing as they didn't deliver on having a bigger pool to choose from. It's what they stated, but they're the same goddamn talents from Legion. Only now you have only 3 slots for actual ability type talents to be added. 2 new arenas have been added also, which is always welcome, one being inside the city of Borealis and one inside Zuldazar. There's a ton of videos on the channel with these, just go ahead and check them out. At this point in the beta, we have a total of 8 dungeons available and the majority of them are great, with the most interesting mechanics and bosses, for me at least, being Wakeress Manor, Shrine of the Storm, Temple of Cetralis and the Underrot. If they keep to their word, we should see more dungeons in later patches, as this is one of the cores of an MMO, at least in the early stages of an MMO expansion. When it comes to raiding, I cannot really dabble too much as this will be too early to call and I only did the one boss from the ULD raid when the LFR was up. Most of the bosses are still in testing, so no speculative conclusions here. Oh, and I forgot to mention on the feature side, the island expeditions. Now, this again is a great and neat addition as you are queuing up with 2 more players to go and gather Azeroth from a lot of random locations. I have a video on this as well, same spot in the description. Of course, you are against the clock on island expeditions because the opposite faction is also there, and from normal to mythic mode, the AI really does a good job on emulating actual human players from Horde or Alliance. This does have a PvP mode, which is fucking great, although I have yet to test this in the beta since no one apparently is queuing up for that, and trust me, I tried hundreds of times. Maybe the option is just not working right now in the beta. World quests are also carried over from Legion, although there are a couple of differences. First off, the majority of world quests now give you gold and Azeroth power, and only a couple few give you gear. Some of them give you war resources, which you need for the followers missions and war campaign, but overall, gold and artifact power it is. I have not seen any for PvP stuff, for example, like in Legion. Also, there will still be emissaries, so once you finish 4 world quests for that specific emissary, you'll get a reward, and that will only be a good chunk of artifact power and war resources. Didn't see no gear, and legendary system is out in BFA, so there you go. The class order hole missions have been replaced with the war campaign, which is sort of the same thing but at a much lower scale, and for now it only basically serves to get you to unlock flight paths to enemy territories. Pretty sure this will evolve throughout the expansion. Now, my biggest problems with BFA are, firstly, when you ding 120, it feels like you're just entering an expansion for Legion. It doesn't feel like a brand new expansion, and I may be wrong, but again, this is my feeling, and this because you don't have no new row of talents, no introductory quest line or event to get you in the action. It's just, okay, here are some world quests, go ahead and get your gear up for heroics. Secondly, a lot of classes have been recently changed, which is a good thing. I like change. But it came so late in the process, and after them saying that they don't want to change shit too much, it just feels a bit chaotic, especially since a lot of them do need some love. Adding on top of this the ridiculous philosophy behind GCD. Fury Warriors won that war, but look at Red Paladins. All of our shit is on the GCD except Rebuke and I think Lay on Hands. So, will Battle for Azeroth be any good? Well, yes, at least for the first couple of months you should be sufficiently entertained, and if they stick to their guns and deliver a good patch cycle like in Legion, then definitely yes. But what do you think? Does BFA have all the ingredients to be better than Legion? Let me know in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. Huge shout out to our very first Patreon, Hellhunter, and if you would like to support us like that, link is in the description. Peace out.